During this second month of documenting my use of Gorilla Mind Turkesterone, Nootropics Depot posted something that opened my and many others' eyes. Testing showing products I trust don't contain what they say they do. I made a video on it. I was confident it was the correct thing to do because at that point, I had 6 months of Greg's Turk product documented on my channel and had 3 months worth of Derek's Turkesterone in my possession. But this post killed the momentum and motivation I had at the time. During this time, I stopped looking at YouTube comments.
And everybody was saying nice things about it. I was like, yo, that's awesome. And then I see one comment. He's just like, yo, this is cringe as hell. I don't know what it is. And apparently Greg Doucette, I had him on the podcast and he was like, yeah, it doesn't really affect me. I'm like, I don't believe you.
Focused on living for a bit.
Oh, yes. Ah.
And continued documenting my use of Turkesterone in progress in silence. I made some progress, and even more after this month, but we'll go over that later. Hello, and welcome to 2 months, or month 2 of using Gorilla Mind Turkesterone. For month 2, I upped the dose to 4 pills a day, 2 at 5 a.m. and 2 at 5 p.m., and then 5 pills a day for the last week, 2 at 5 a.m., 1 at 1 p.m. and 2 at 5 p.m. I was also unhappy with my weight gain from month 1, so I went on a light cut and lost about half a pound a week. For month 1, my calorie intake was 2,800 calories, which I thought during the first month was actually my maintenance calories. It actually wasn't because my weight gain indicated that I wasn't on maintenance calories. So for month 2, or this month, I reduced my calories to 2,300 to 2,500 calories. It really was not a strict cut. I would just like hit my protein, just get as many steps in as I can, up to 10,000, sometimes as low as like 7,000 some days. And doing that, I lost about a half a pound a week. And that reflects in my weight changes, which I'll go over in a bit. So TLDR for month 1, I gained 4 to 5 pounds of body weight. And then even with the extra weight, my physique seemed the same and I didn't hit any PRs. You can watch the first video for deeper analysis or explanation of everything. So here's my schedule for this month. And then the program I'm following is 531 NSUNs, which I've actually modified for my own goals, as you see here. And the schedule for this month is basically exactly the same as the first month. So if you'd like a deeper explanation of my schedule, my programming, or my goals, I go over them in depth in the first video covering the first month of using Gorilla Mind Turkesterone. So first things first that I have up here is I have my strength progress, and I have what is the ending strength for the first month here, and then the ending strength for the first month would be the starting strength for this month, and then I also have the ending strength for this month. So this is bench press on the Smith, squat on the Smith, overhead press on the Smith, and then barbell deadlift. So actually real deadlifting, but I also deadlift sumo, so whatever. And then Thursday is back day. Fantastic, because I'm trying to get a huge back. My bench went up 15 pounds. So any progression that I show is just following the rules for the 531 NSUNs program, which I go over more in the first video. But basically through the programming, I was able to go from 280 pounds on bench to 295 pounds on bench. Is this a PR? This is not a PR. This actually meets my current PR. So not a new PR, it just meets what I can currently do. My squat is 315 pounds. And while this is still 5 pounds less than my PR, I was also able to do deeper depth, which was my main goal for bringing my squat back down, so that I can focus on much better form and depth. And then overhead press. Overhead press is such an iffy lift. It's not really something that I think is good to go off of for progressive overload because there's just, I don't know, it like never feels like I'm actually having any good form on it. But I did go up to 190 pounds on the overhead press, and that is a PR by 20 pounds because my past PR was actually 170 pounds. So I don't really know if I should count this. I probably would have been able to move 190 pounds in the past, but I think that the range of motion that I got actually is an overhead press this time. Of course, it's on the Smith machine. So, you know, you call it what you want. And then deadlift, I was able to complete 375 pounds, but that is not a PR. So, yeah. The only PR that I have had this month, upping the dose of Gorilla Mind Complexed Turkesterone, is overhead press. However, I don't even know if overhead press is good for progressive overload. It's such a weird lift. I really don't like trying to progress overhead press. My form always seems off, right? It always just seems terrible. So with that in mind, no real PR sit unless you really count the overhead press. I don't even know if I want to count that. We're going to go over my body weight changes. I made these graphs. I have the graph from the first month, and that covers the first 4 weeks. I also have the graph for the second month, weeks 5 through 8. And then I have a overall graph, which is weeks 1 through 8. So you can see that the graph for the first month, I steadily increased weight. And then for the second month, you can see I had a high of 172.8. And then that was 1 week into this month, and I decided I don't want to be that heavy. That's extremely heavy for me. So I decided to start lowering my calories to bring my weight back down. Because, you know, I don't want to get fat. It's just mostly about like maintaining a body weight while trying to increase strength, possibly gain muscle, but mostly strength focus. And then looking at the overall graph, you can see that my body weight has actually been slowly increasing. So I actually started really low in month 1 at like 163 pounds or something like that. And then now at the end of month 2, I'm at 167.6 pounds. And that's all within 5 pounds of each other. And that's a really comfortable weight range for me. So I don't really have a problem fluctuating in this 5 pound range. So yeah, weight changes, it's kind of just responding to however I do my calories. I don't really think that turkesterone is really doing anything, but the weight changes are something that I should be showing on the videos regardless. Now I'm going to go over my physique changes. So on the left is the end of month 1 or the start of this month. And on the right is the end of this month. The lighting is slightly different. I actually just think I had the ISO settings different, just eyeballing it, like there's a 400 ISO difference or 200 ISO or something around there. The front double bicep, I actually can't even tell if I'm even leaner, right? 2 pound difference. Just the lighting is different. Maybe my posing is slightly different. I can even see that I am like slightly different distance away from the camera. Doesn't look like my biceps increased in sides. Nothing notable. The side tricep. This is one of my favorite poses if I can ever do it correctly. Gosh, even though I was heavier in the before video, I look leaner, but that's just because of the darker lighting. No real changes from what I can tell. I'm nothing crazy. This side chest pose, I want to pretend that I look bigger on the after, but in reality, I'm actually just closer to the camera. I'm going to try and make that look more equal in post. The back is something that I really want to progress. My back actually does look better in the after, just eyeballing, I guess, the lats. It looks like there's a little bit more shape here. I think my back is pretty lacking, so I really want to focus on continuing to bring up my back. But in reality, there's no real world changes. Next is the quad stomp, right? And my first reaction is that my quad actually looks bigger in the after, but I'm also closer to the camera in the after, so I'm just bigger in general from like my view. In fact, my quad looks leaner in the before, but that's also just lighting, so this should really indicate like what is going on. No real changes. No real changes. So with all that and turkesterone, which I actually just thought was like an extract from turkey, like maybe like turkey pea or something. My closing thoughts for month 2 using only the data and even some anecdotal experience is I don't really have any anecdotal experience or assumptions to report while I was using this, right? Not really any increased appetite or anything. Can't really tell you anything. I didn't even know I was on anything, right? It also helps that like video came out with Nootropics Depot, and I remember it was just like the complete opposite of placebo. I guess it was just like grounding. I was like, this stuff doesn't work, but I'm going to keep taking it. And I just didn't really believe in it while I was using it, right? So just using the data, I hit a PR on overhead press, but that's a pretty finicky lift. It's such a weird lift because, you know, like back arching and things like that and range of motion, things like deadlift, squat, and bench press are a lot easier to go off of. So you decide. I hit overhead press PR. Yes, no. I myself personally count it, but I don't hold the value of it the same as the other lifts, right? To wrap it up, it seems like it's not really doing anything. I have no idea to tell you if it is. But for month 3, I upped the dose to 6 pills a day. And off the top of my head, I don't actually remember if I hit any PRs for 6 pills a day. This was a bit ago. I'm making these videos really late. Anyway, I'll be back with a month 3 video soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like my content or anything or like the video. I appreciate if you got this far in the video at all, because I can't even watch my own videos. I can't stand my own voice. So have a good day or night. Thank you for watching, and tschüss.